Today we're going to talk about main idea, also called central idea. Now this should be sort of a refresher for you because you've heard about main idea and central idea since you were in elementary school and started to read. So let's refresh our memories about what to look for when we are trying to find the main idea. The main idea is the purpose of the paragraph or text. All information in the paragraph should connect to the main idea. Some information isn't as important as other information, and good readers identify key ideas. So the main idea is the main point of a paragraph or an essay, and that's what we're going to be looking for. So how do we identify that main idea? The first thing would be read the whole entirety of the text that you're looking for. If it's a paragraph, read the paragraph. If it's a few paragraphs, read all of them, and then go back and ask yourself the question, okay, what is the author doing here? What are they trying to tell me? Pay extra attention also, if it's a paragraph, to the first and last sentence. A lot of times you're going to find a clue right there. Let's check out an example. Oops, let me get this so that you guys can see it. Sorry. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so I'll read the example and you follow along. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first men to walk on the surface of the moon, but they were not the last. That was Gene Cernan, the last man to step off the lunar surface. In total, there have been 12 men who have walked on the moon, all of whom had done so between 1969 and 1972, which is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking. Okay, so if we're to ask ourselves, what is the main idea of this paragraph? Let's check out the first sentence. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first men to walk on the surface of the moon, but they were not the last. And then the last sentence is talking about how 12 men have walked on the moon, and they did it between 69 and 72. Okay, so what do you think the main idea is? Let's check it out. If we're going to understand the main idea, you have to comprehend the text. So in other words, you have to understand what it was that you just read. Focus on the biggest idea. So we know the paragraph is about moonwalkers, right? I always want to say White Walkers there. We are not watching Game of Thrones. Okay, this paragraph is about moonwalkers. All right, so we have Armstrong and Aldrin were the first people to walk on the moon. Cernan was the last man on the moon, and 12 men in total have walked on the moon. So we know those to be our facts. If we're looking for the main idea, what would it be? Right here, it's about moonwalkers. The main idea is about people who have walked on the moon. Okay? Now, one thing to be careful about, test writers get tricky with you, and sometimes they try to trip you up. So they might say something like, another good title for this passage would be, and basically that's just asking you what the main idea is. So if we were looking at this example and somebody said, what's another great title for this paragraph? What would it be? People who've walked on the moon. We could definitely say that, right? Because that's what the whole thing is about. So that's finding the main idea. You need to pay careful attention to the details. Really look at those first and last sentences if we're just reading about paragraphs to see where those clues are, and try to discern or figure out what the least important details are as you are reading. Okay? Like in this one, the least important detail to me is the Michael Jackson reference. I don't care about that. That has nothing to do with what I need to know. Okay? So you've got to figure out a way to weed things out. Now, for your assignment today, you will be working with a document that has paragraphs on it, and your job is to find out what the main idea is. So let's read the instructions. Each paragraph is followed by 4 statements. Select the statement that best expresses the main idea. Type the letter of the correct answer in the box to the left of each paragraph. Now, first of all, understand that when you double click on the box, you should see a cursor come up. Okay, so you can type your answer right in this box. So I'm going to do the first one for you. How about you follow along as I read this first paragraph? People often refer to taxes in terms of their being much too high. In reality, they are probably even higher than you think because in addition to federal income tax we are now studying, there are many other federal, state, and local taxes, including sales tax, inheritance tax, state income tax, personal property tax, real estate tax, and others. These are just some of the most obvious ones. My goodness. Okay, so what do we know about this paragraph other than they use the word tax or taxes 153 times, right? Okay, let's look at our choices. A, taxes are much too high. B, we pay more taxes than we may realize. C, inheritance taxes and real estate taxes are unfair. And D, some taxes are hidden. Okay. So the first line says that taxes are much too high. People complain because they think taxes are much too high. However, in that next sentence, they're telling us that they're even higher than we realized, right? And then they go into all of the different taxes that we pay. And those are the ones that are just like out there. I don't think they really say anything about taxes being hidden. They don't say anything about taxes being unfair in that paragraph. So as we've worked our way through it, B is the most obvious answer. The main idea of that paragraph is we pay more taxes than we may realize. So I would type B in this box. Okay, so we've done number 1 together. And there are 5 more that you're going to be working on. And you'll do the same thing, looking for the main idea in each paragraph. Okay? All right, this assignment is located in the attachment section in Buzz, and make sure you submit it when you are finished. Thank you.